Ho, 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 the end of the year is upon us. And even though I am not Santa Claus, I would like to take this opportunity to talk about end of the year celebrations. Because learning a language is not only about learning the language itself, but its cultural aspects as well. With that in mind, this video is going to be part of a series in which I'll talk about Christmas, New Year's Eve, and our 12-month calendar. Bear with me until the end, and I promise you'll learn some interesting things. In English, in the name New Year's Eve, the word Eve means evening. That is, the period immediately before a particular event or festivity. That's why the word Eve is usually translated to Portuguese as véspera. Of course, in the case of this video, it refers to the evening before New Year's Day, which is January 1st. In other words, New Year's Eve is the last evening of the year, which marks the end of the old year and the beginning of the new one. That's an interesting question, because in ancient times, before Christianity, people throughout the world used to celebrate the new year around March, for it marked the beginning of a new agricultural cycle, meaning the spring. Yeah, in Europe, after a harsh winter, the coming of spring in March meant the rebirth of life all around you. Interestingly, the Romans were the first ones to adopt January 1st as the start of the new year, based on the Julian calendar, which is basically the 12-month calendar we use nowadays. Huh? Julian? That name rings a bell, doesn't it? Yes, Julian, as in Julius Caesar, the man who introduced our 12-month calendar in 46 BC. Come on, where do you think the name of the month of July came from? And by the way, talking about the Romans, January is the name of the first month of the new year because Julius Caesar chose the god Janus to represent it. And right now, you're probably asking yourself, who is this god Janus? January is named after the Roman god Janus because he is the god of beginnings, endings, and transitions. That's why he was often depicted as having two faces, an old one looking backward and a young one looking forward, thus symbolizing the past and the future. Much like ourselves, ancient Romans would celebrate the coming of the new year with a feast by giving gifts. Nowadays, many Germans still celebrate it, like in ancient times, by dressing like the spirits of the dead and making lots of noise to ward off evil spirits and bring about the return of spring. And spring is a symbol of rebirth, remember? In France, they have lavish dinners, fireworks, and kiss under the mistletoe, a symbol of love and fertility. And of the old year and start of the new one, love, fertility, rebirth, spring is on its way. How is that for symbolism? In Italy, they eat lentils and cappuccino. Lentils resemble coins, symbolizing wealth, while cappuccino represents abundance. In Portugal, at midnight, they eat 12 grapes, one for each stroke of the clock, each grape representing a different wish. And in Scotland, there's a festivity involving bonfires and the first footing, which means that as the calendar changes from December 31st to January 1st, the first person to enter a house brings it good luck. January 1st, out with the old and in with the new. You know, Janus, the god that symbolizes the past and the future.